From the last episode, pinag-usapan natin yung overview ng frameworks in agricultural extension, yung mga approaches. And now, punta naman tayo sa methods and techniques on agricultural extension. In this episode, you will learn about the extension methods and techniques. We will talk about 3 methods and techniques according to the number of clientele and 4 according to form. And also, may parang quiz type. Most of the laman ng video na to ay quiz type. Ayun. So 35 items, I guess. Hello and welcome to Yabong Pilipinas. If you're new here, I am Josh and my goal is to democratize access to agricultural education. Ang meaning lang nun is mas gagawin nating available yung coverage ng licensure examination for agriculturists dito na lang sa YouTube or sa social media for a higher passing rate for the whole Philippines, I guess, kung makikita nyo tong contents na to. And yeah, para rin makatipid kasi ang mahal na ng mga review centers now. Pero yeah, if you're self-reviewing, I think we can work together for your license. Ayun. Pero ikaw yan, dito lang ako para mag-guide, pero ikaw yung mag-aaral talaga. Ganyan. So, ang isa pa sa ganap here in Yabong Pilipinas ay mas pinapasimplify marami talaga. Mas pinapasimplify ko yung mga concepts through also telling stories, mga examples, ganyan. And And ilalagay ko na rin dito or sasabihin ko na rin dito sa start na if meron kayong mga questions, comments, or suggestions na topics about the licensure, you can comment it below para magawa natin at makatulong din tayo posible sa mga next na mga magti-take ng licensure exam. Tapos kung meron akong mga may clarification sa mga discussions ko, you can also comment it down below. Anyway, that's it. Tara, let's review for the licensure. Let's review for the Leia. Hindi ko alam actually kung tatawagin ko siyang Leia. Kasi 'di ba dun sa law, ang nakalagay, Ale na siya. Ang reason nila kung bakit nila ginawang Ale is para ma-distinguish daw sa licensure exam for architectures. Pero ang tawag talaga sa licensure exam for architectures ay Ale na. So mas sinama lang nila, like mas nalito na lang lahat ng tao kasi Ale rin yung architect eh. Kasi halos lahat ng architects na friends ko, Ale yung tawag doon. So, I don't know. Pero yeah, ang dami commercial. Let's go to the video. Tara, let's review for the licensure examination for agriculturists. Okay, to start, meron tayong 35 items. So, number your papers, grab a paper, then mag-number kayo ng 1 to 35. Okay. So let's start with number 1. Which of the following best describes an extension method? A, a single government policy for agriculture. B, a planned way of transferring knowledge to farmers. C, a farm tool used in production. D, an input distribution system. You can pause the video kung kailangan nyo ng more time. Kasi sasabihin ko na yung sagot. So the answer here is letter B. If you remember sa past video natin, ito rin yung number 1 doon. It's just to reiterate na ang method, they are structured activities designed to communicate skills, information, or technology to farmers. Next, in choosing the right extension method, which is not a valid criterion? A, target audience characteristics. B, resource availability. C, political party of the farmer. Or letter D, extension objectives. So the answer here, again, from the past video, is political party of the farmer. If hindi nyo pa nakikita yung past video, nag-discuss ako doon ng extension approaches. Kasi di ba mayroong approaches, may methods, may techniques. So doon, discuss natin yung approaches, dito naman yung methods and techniques. Okay, so ngayon, punta naman tayo sa extension methods and techniques. Kapag sinabi natin extension methods, they are organized ways to transfer knowledge and skills to farmers. As we've discussed in the past episode, pag sinabing methods, meron ka ng proseso na sinusundan. Okay, ano ba yung mga una nating gagawin? Dito sa approach na to, let's say for example, in our case, sa Microgreens project, ang, sige, sabihin natin university, like educational institution approach, kami doon sa project na yon. So, since ayun yung approach, ang ginagawa namin is to contact uh, partners and at the same time possible recipients or beneficiaries ng high schools. Kasi sila yung may kailangan ng ganitong training, kumbaga, na okay, meron tayong commodity na tinatawag na microgreens and ganito siya itanim. Ayun yung major na goal is for us to teach yung microgreens, how to grow microgreens, what are the research gaps when it comes to microgreens to other people. So the thing that we are doing is that most of the time, kami yung kinokontakt through our connections then ng different high schools. Let's say, for example, Laguna Science High School, Calamba City Science High School. We have conducted several, trainings about microgreens in those different institutions. And let's say, for example, ngayon, kinontak kami like next week, I guess, next week, February 5, something, like kinontak kami ng Bureau of Soil and Water Management for us to conduct trainings on microgreens doon. So, ayun siya, doon papasok yung, okay, merong, kaya lumalapit sa amin yung mga institutions na yan, it's because we are affiliated sa UPLB. We are managed, or what do you call this, registered under UPLB na project. So, ngayon, ayun yung approach. So, doon papasok yung mga partnerships, etc., blah, blah, blah. Ngayon, ano naman yung mga method? So, dito na papasok na, okay, kami, meron na kaming structured na, let's say, for example, kapag merong ganitong trainings, sino na yung mga tao na nandoon? So, nakalagay na okay, ang steps natin is that first, we create the content. So, ginawa na namin yun. Nakapag-create na kami ng content. Second, we try to reach in different, institutions, different schools, different organizations. So, after nun, dun na yung lecture. Tapos after ng lecture, merong feedback, ganito. So, ang extension methods, these are the processes under your approach that will help you achieve yung goal mo, which is for us, in our case, it's to transfer knowledge on microgreens production. Ayun. Ngayon, ang techniques naman, ano yung specific tools and activities used within the methods? So let us say, for example, in our case, ang ginagawa naming method is that pupunta kami doon, parang lecture type. So meron kaming lecture type. Tapos, bukod dun sa lecture type, ang technique na ginagawa namin is to demonstrate. So, i-demo namin kung paano magtanim ng microgreens. And then after that, nagkakaroon na ng participatory rin na approach na ang parang technique din is ini-involve namin yung mga tao, yung mga tinuturuan namin, paano nga ba magtanim ng microgreens. So sila mismo, mag-aalaga sila ng microgreens nila o kaya naman bibigyan namin sila ng kit na gagamitin nila para magtanim ng microgreens. So ayun yung isa sa mga example. So method, ano yung process, step by step, techniques, paano mo, ano yung tools, ano yung activities mismo na ginagawa ng project or ng extension worker doon sa method na yon. So specific tools and activities. Kaya siya approach, nasa pinakataas, then we have methods, then sa loob na meron pang techniques. Okay, number 3. Which extension method involves a one-on-one advisory visit to a farmer's field or home? A. Radio program. B. Farmer cooperative meeting. C. Farm and home visit. Or letter D. Leaflet distribution. Nakalimutan ko if magre-reveal na ba yung sagot or mamaya pa. Tignan natin. Okay, so the answer here is farm and home visit. So again, farm and home visit, para siyang yung sa training and visit approach na one-on-one na pumupunta doon yung extension worker. So ayun. Ang key term dyan is one-on-one. Next, a farmer in Nueva Ecija texts the PhilRice Tech Center for pest advice. Which method is used? A. Mass. B. Individual. C. Group. D. Informal. So the answer here is individual. Kasi yung farmer nag-approach. Okay, so individual siya na method. Number 5, the main strength of farm and home visits is A, low cost, B, builds personal trust and tailor fit advice, C, reaches many farmers quickly, D, provides entertainment. So the answer here is B, builds personal trust and tailor fit advice. Kasi nga, yung mismong extension worker, siya yung pupunta doon sa farm. So makikita niya on the ground kung ano yung ganap doon sa farm ng farmer. So pwede siya mag-recommend ng mga stuff based doon sa sitwasyon mismo ng farmers. Number 6, which is a limitation of individual extension methods. A, farmers don't like them. B, they cannot demonstrate technologies. C, they are costly and reach fewer farmers. Or letter D, they do not allow feedback. So the obvious answer here is they are costly and reach fewer farmers. Kasi nga, one-on-one siya. So individual extension methods. Okay, so here are the strategies in agricultural extension. So itong mga strategies na to, these are specific approaches and methods chosen to meet goals in a specific farming system. So they define the operational design of extension systems, and this is a system of strategies used by national government or sponsoring organizations to implement policies or projects or programs, yung mga yan. Okay, so ano yung criteria in choosing your methods? So una, kailangan mong tingnan, sino ba yung target audience mo? Smallholder farmers ba? Or commercial farmers? Cooperative ba? Yung mga ganun na mga bagay. Next is available resources. Meron bang time? Meron bang budget? Meron bang manpower to do it? So next is yung desired objectives. Ano ba yung gusto mo? Awareness, skill training, or adoption ng technology. So those are some of the things na kailangan mo i-consider when you as, for example, ikaw yung project leader ng isang bureau. So, ng isang project, ganyan. So, ito yung kailangan mong tignan. Sino ba yung mga audience? Ano ba yung resources? Meron ba tayong pampasweldo ng mga extension workers? And ano ba yung desired objectives? Okay, so here are some of the extension teaching methods according to the number of clientele. So these are some of the pictures that I had during our trainings. Ayon. So this is microgreens training for senior citizens and persons. Yeah, senior citizens lang to. Yeah. So ito yung training namin ng microgreens. Then I have here a training na para ako nagsispeak sa malaking crowd. I think meron tong 150 to 200 yata ng mga tao. Then, yung ilan, ito lang, parang ganito lang, 12 or 11 lang sila. So, we have this individual, group, and mass. So, sa individual extension methods, ang example nito ay yung ating mga farm and home visits. So, extension workers visit farms for personal advice. So, example, municipal agriculturists sa Nueva Ecija, ina-advise nila yung rice farmers. Yung mga ganun. So, yung nasa picture dyan sa gilid, clip lang yan sa Canva. Free yan sa Canva. So, educational, So, parang ganyan. Pupunta yung extension worker sa farmer, then mag-ano siya doon, ano ba yung mga advice, etc. So, ayun yung farm and home visits. Another example is office calls or consultations. Let us say, for example, yung kanina sa questions, yung farmer magte-text doon sa PhilRice, ganyan. So, ayun, example yun ng individual extension method kapag magre-reply na yung PhilRice Tech Center doon sa farmer na yun. So, ito, farmers go to DA or ATI offices for guidance. So, individual extension methods yung mga yan. So, ang strength nito is that tailored solutions. Ibig sabihin lang ng tailored solutions, kung ano yung sitwasyon sa farmer mo, doon sila magbibigay ng advice, ganyan. Tapos, since meron kayong one-on-one interaction, may trust na develop. But the limitation is that time-consuming siya kasi in one certain hour, kunwari, isang farmer lang yung matutulungan mo. Unlike, let's say, for example, kapag seminar siya, so marami kang matutulungan sa 1 hour, parang ganyan. And limited reach. Okay, next. Number 7. Farmer field schools in RISE IPM are examples of which method? A, individual, B, mass, C, group, D, informal. So I hope na ang sagot nyo ay group. Next, demonstrating the difference between hybrid and inbred rice fields in a demo plot is A result demonstration, B method demonstration, C farm visit, or D role playing. So the answer here is result demonstration. Titingnan natin later kung ano yung dalawa na yan, result and method demonstration. Teaching farmers step-by-step how to use a drum seeder is A result demonstration, B method demonstration, C lecture, radio lecture, or D symposium. So ang answer dito ay method demonstration. Number 10, siguro na pag tatagpi-tagpi nyo na ano yung difference ng dalawa na yun. Which group method is most effective for experiential learning? A, role-playing, B, farmer field school, C, leaflet distribution, D, news articles. The answer here is farmer field school. Limitation of group methods is expensive mass coverage. B, ano daw? Limitation of group methods is A, expensive mass coverage, B, need for scheduling and group coordination, C, no interaction, D, farmers distrust them. The answer is need for scheduling and group coordination. Okay, so if you also notice here in my slides, there are some slides na meron akong detailed na mga situational. Pero one of the feedbacks na meron from the recent takers of the licensure ay minsan daw, or most of the time, ang mga questions ay blunt. Like, ibig sabihin parang ganito lang. Like, limitation of group methods is, parang ganun lang siya. So, hindi masyadong detailed yung mga questions na iba. Ayun. So, ako, ang ginagawa ko sa mga lecture materials ko is that hinahalo-halo ko sila. Kasi we cannot actually predict kung ano yung amats ng mga gagawa ng licensure, 'di ba? Hindi natin mapipredict yun kasi nag-iiba naman sila almost every year. Ganyan. So, kaya ako, ang ginagawa ko, it's for sustainability rin, hinahalo-halo ko yung different types of questions. So, merong ganito na parang blunt lang, tapos meron yung iba na sobrang detailed. When we go to plant pathology, malalaman yung meaning ko ng sobrang detailed. Okay, so here are the different group extension methods. We have method demonstration, teaching by showing. So example, farm demo, proper fertilizer use. Ayan. So kapag result naman na demonstration, ayan. So example na result demonstration ay comparing hybrid rice versus inbred rice. Ibig sabihin, meron ng resulta na na-generate yung research. So, i-compare na nila. Okay, kung for example, kung makikita nyo tong field na to, 'di ba? Sobrang tangkad ng mga rice dito, hindi masyado. So ayun yung result demonstration. Meron ng resulta, na-demonstrate na lang nila. Kapag method naman, for example, proper fertilizer use nga. Kunwari, okay, so ganito dapat gamitin. Una, kunin nyo itong fertilizer, ihalo nyo sa ganito karaming tubig, tapos isa-spray nyo. Mga ganun naman siya. So kapag method yung demo, so method demonstration, result demo naman is may result na-generate yung research. So another forms of group extension methods ay group discussion, meetings, ayan, barangay level consultations. Pwede rin yung mga training programs or workshops. Example na ito ay yung sa ATI training on good agricultural practices o kaya pag may mga seminars, ganyan. So another ay mga farmer field schools. So ito naman ay hands-on season-long training. For example, integrated pest management in rice. Tapos farmer cooperatives or organizations, ayan, Pwede rin yun, used as platforms for shared learning. So, dito ko na sasabihin yung example na dapat kanina sa unang video about extension. Kasi, yung parents ko ay parang chairman sila ng isang cooperative in Pangasinan. Tapos, ayun, growing up na, like, may mga dinadalang mga fertilizers, ganun, mga sako-sako talaga. May mga tractor sa bahay kung saan pwedeng hiramin yung tractor na yun ng mga members ng cooperative, parang ganyan. Tapos, a lot of times na may mga meeting yan sa bahay namin, like mga farmers, then magmi-meet sila kung paano yung mga gagawin nila doon sa cooperative, paano paghatian yung mga ganitong resources and such. And this is actually also a reflection nung ang tawag dito, yung one member, one vote na principle in cooperatives. Ayun. So, kaya siya cooperatives kasi may shared resources and learning sila. Ayun. So, those are also some of the methods in group extension. Okay. Now, which of the following is a mass extension method? A, farm visit. B, poster distribution. C, farmer field school. D, role playing. So, ang sagot dito ay poster distribution. DA, ATIs, mag-agree tayo on TV is an example of A, individual method, B, group method, C, mass method, D, informal extension. So the answer here is mass method. The main strength of mass method is A, highly personalized, B, fast and wide coverage, C, builds strong farmer extensionist relationships, D, no cost involved. The answer here is B, fast and wide coverage. 15, limitation of mass methods is A, reaches too many people, B, difficult to evaluate farmer adoption, C, expensive to implement always, D, no available media channels. The answer here is difficult to evaluate farmer adoption. Okay, so kanina we have discussed about individual methods, then we have the group methods. Now, meron naman tayong mass extension methods. So dito na papasok yung print media, radio and TV programs, yung mga yan. Social media as well. So print media, dito papasok yung leaflets, flyers, farm journals na meron sa ATI, PhilRice publications, yung mga examples. Then sa radio and TV programs, we have Mag-Agri Tayo, and even radio agri programs. Meron naman yung mga yan. So, ayun. Yan yung mga mass media. Now, I think this is an example of the situational questions. So here is one. In an upland barangay in Bukidnon, farmers are scattered in far-flung sitios with poor road access. You need to inform them quickly about an incoming typhoon and measures to protect their corn crops. Which extension method is most appropriate? So I remember when I took the licensure, parang merong ganitong type ng question. Ayun. So, yeah. A, farmer field school. B, farm visits. C, community radio broadcasts. D, symposium. Okay, so you can pause the video. Ang answer dito ay, wait up, community radio broadcast. Okay, next. A group of 25 rice farmers in Nueva Ecija wants to learn about how to operate a drum seeder for direct seeding. Which extension method should you use? A, result demonstration, B, method demonstration, C, leaflet distribution, or D, poster campaign? So the answer here is method demonstration. The key term there is how to operate a drum seeder. So how, method demonstration. Number 18, a mango farmers cooperative in Guimaras wants to compare yield and profit between using organic fertilizer and chemical fertilizer. Which is the most suitable extension method? A, farm and home visits. B, result demonstration. C, method demonstration. Or D, radio lecture. So the answer here is B, result demonstration. So again, gusto nilang i-compare yung yield and yung profit. So dapat may resulta na dyan. Number 19, a new pest outbreak is affecting tomatoes in Ilocos Sur. DA technicians need to quickly alert farmers and share basic control measures, which is the fastest extension method. A, SMS or text blast. B, email. C, farm visit, or letter D, method demonstration. So again, the answer here is SMS or text blast. Next, in a coastal barangay in Bicol, fishers are mostly illiterate and rely heavily on oral communication. Which extension method would work best? A, leaflet distribution. B, poster campaign. C, radio drama. Or letter D, farmer field school. Okay, the answer is radio drama. Kasi mas makakapag-connect doon yung mga fishermen. Again, meron ditong context na nilay yung question. So, mostly illiterate. So, it means kung mag-aana tayo ng seminar, most of the time, hindi nila maintindihan. Pero kapag drama, which is a creative way to also teach other people, ayun, mas makakaintindi sila kasi it's based on real-life situations. Next, farmers in Isabela want to learn improvised corn pest management but are hesitant to adopt until they see it proven locally. Which method should be prioritized? A, poster distribution. B, result demonstration. C, farm and home visits. D, radio broadcast. Okay, hesitant to adopt until they see it proven locally. The answer is result demonstration. They want results na agad. So, result demonstration. Number 22, a group of young farmers in Laguna is tech savvy and uses social media daily. Which extension method would be most effective for them? A, barangay assembly. B, YouTube instructional video. C, bulletin board. Or letter D, leaflets. So the answer here is obviously a YouTube instructional video. 23. Saan galing yun? Sa last slide. A Women's Farmers Association in Quezon wants to learn food processing techniques for calamansi. Which method is most appropriate? A, method demonstration. B, result demonstration. C, poster campaign. D, symposium. The answer is method demonstration. They want to learn food processing techniques for calamansi. So specific siya na method. Number 24, a barangay in Pangasinan is composed of both literate and illiterate farmers. Which extension method is best to ensure everyone understands the new irrigation schedule? A, leaflets only. B, posters and community meetings. C, text messages only. Or D, farmer field schools. So ano kaya kapag combination na ng illiterate and illiterate farmers? So the answer here is posters and community meetings. So here, meron parang intervention, pwedeng posters na isang tingin pa lang, okay, gets na nila. Or community meetings kung saan mas makakapagtipon sila para pag-usapan kung ano nga ba yung new irrigation schedule na yun. Number 25. Farmers in Antique prefer direct interaction with extensionists and want advice tailored to their farm problems. Which method is best? A, farm and home visits. B, radio program. C, leaflet distribution. Or letter D, symposium. Okay, the answer here is farm and home visits. Again, ang key term dyan is advice tailored to their farm problems. Ibig sabihin ng tailored, nakaspecify na kung ano yung kumbaga, kung ano yung sitwasyon sa farm nila, ayun yung susolusyonan. Ayun lang yung meaning ng tailored. Number 26, a farmer organization in Tarlac plans to invite experts to talk about farm mechanization trends. Which extension method fits best? A, symposium. B, farm and home visit. C, the radio lecture. D, leaflet campaign. The answer is Symposium. Invite experts. So may nagsasalita sa harapan, then may kinakausap. Okay, so now let's go to the extension teaching methods according to form. So we have written, we have spoken, we have visual or object, and we have the combined spoken and visual methods. Ayan. So here's just some of the trainings na ginawa ko from years ago, I guess 2024 or 2023, 3, 4, or 2025. Yeah. So ayan, let's start with some questions. Which of the following is an example of a written form of extension teaching method? A, poster, B, radio call, C, bulletin, or letter D, television? So the answer is bulletin. Next, municipal agriculturist sends circular letters to farmers informing them about the schedule of fertilizer subsidy distribution. Which ETM form is being used? The ano is send circular letters. So the answer is written letters. Number 29. Which of the following is not a spoken ETM? A, radio calls. B, farm and home visits. C, personal letters. Or letter D, office calls. The answer is personal letters. Those are written. Number 30. A farmer in Quezon listens to an extension worker's advice over a live radio program. This is an example of which ETM form? A, written, B, spoken, C, visual, D, combination. Over a live radio program, so the answer is spoken. Live radio program. Number 31. Which of the following falls under visual or object ETM? A, news article. B, motion pictures. C, farm visits. D, radio broadcast. The answer here is motion pictures, or a meaning lang yan, movie or audiovisual presentation. Ganong, ano. Number 32. Farmers in Ilocos Norte attend a barangay hall where slides and visual aids are shown while the extension worker explains. Which ETM form is applied? A, written, B, spoken only, C, visual only, or letter D, spoken plus visual? So the answer here is spoken, salita siya, plus visual, merong slides and visual aids. Number 33, an extension agent publishes a news article in a local newspaper about organic vegetable production. This represents which ETM? A, spoken, B, written, C, visual, or letter D, a combination? The answer here is written. Publishes a news article, so sinusulat yan in a local newspaper. Number 34, a DA technician sets up an exhibit showing different rice seed varieties in a town plaza. Which ETM form is this? A, visual or object. B, written. C, spoken. D, combination. So the answer here is visual or object. Kasi merong exhibit. So meron sigurong poster doon, tapos nandun yung mga different na rice varieties. And number 35, and I think the last for this video, which ETM form is most appropriate when farmers must be shown how to graft mango seedlings step by step? A, written. B, spoken only. C, visual only. D, spoken plus visual. Okay, so the answer here is spoken plus visual. Wait up. Konting commercial lang kasi dumating na yung roommate ko. Okay. So so now ito yung mga different written form of extension method. So we have bulletins. Ang example lang nito is ATI's crop management bulletins. So kapag bulletin, like para siyang anong tawag dito? Mga news or mga post, ganyan na mga updates. Ayun. So bulletins. We also have circular letters. Example neto is DA memoranda to farmer cooperatives. So most of the time, kapag kunwari meron silang gustong i-communicate sa mga farmers, magsisend yan ng email or even letters. Dati actually, may mga letters yan. So circular letters. Pero ngayon, parang may letter, tas pirmado ng mga official, then pinopost na sa social media para makita. So somehow mixture ng written plus mass media na form of extension approach. So, or extension method. And we also have leaflets. Example, itong nasa gilid. So, one of the dito, activities ng microgreens project namin sa UPLB ay mag-produce ng mga ganitong klaseng extension materials wherein people can use kapag meron kaming mga trainings and seminars. Ganyan. So, ayan, ginagawa lang din yan ng mga students, then piniprint namin, then binibigay namin whenever meron kaming extension activity or a project or meron nag-invite for speaker. Ayun, so binibigay namin yan sa kanila. Another forms of written extension approaches or methods ay yung ating mga news articles. So there are some big news companies, let's say for example, Manila Bulletin, I think meron silang specific na page allotted for agriculture. They also have an agriculture magazine as far as I know. So, ayun, articles on magandang buhay sa pagsasaka in local newspapers or kung ano mang news articles about agriculture. So those are forms of written uh, extension method. We also have personal letters. Kanina sa mga examples natin, yung sa individual approach or sa individual method, individual extension method, personal letters, kunwari magte-text yung farmer sa DA or sa isang extension agent or sa isang expert na kilala niya. So that's also a form of written na extension method. Now, we also have spoken. Ay, example nito ay yung mga meeting. Ayan, barangay level consultations with DA technicians, even farm and home visits na diniscuss natin kanina. And if you remember from our past video, meron ako doon diniscuss na TNV approach. Ayun, so training and visit approach, which is sabi natin kanina, approach pinakamalaki, then sa loob ng approach merong method, sa loob ng method merong technique. So yung approach, ayun yung nangyari noong 1980s to 2000s na nung kasagsagan din ng ano tawag dito, yung sa World Bank, yung finund nila yung mga training and visit up systems here in the Philippines. Ayun. So, part din yon ng spoken type. So, MAOs or yung Mao Municipal Agriculture Officer, visiting rice farmers for fertilizer advice, etc. Ayun. So, spoken yung mga yon. Some other types are office calls, farmers consulting ATI or DA offices for pest management solutions, radio calls, radio agri programs where farmers ask questions live. But I think these are some of ito yung mga, siguro 5 years ago or 10 years ago, ito talaga yung mga nangyayari. Pero as of now, with the advent of social media, I think sa licensure even, hindi pa kasi natin alam kasi medyo nasa gitna tayo. Pero for sure, may mga bagong mangyayari or madadagdag na items dito. Perhaps kapag nasa stage na tayo ng ganun, baka may mga AI stuff na or actually mga social media stuff and how farmers could reach people from social media, etc. Next is visual or object form. Examples nito ay exhibits. Ayan, agri-trade fair showing improved farm tools. Ayan, meron recently may mga ginagawa kasi ng mga trade, parang trade fair, mga ganon. Let's say for example, may mga animal private companies. Animal private, ang tawag doon? For example, poultry companies or feed companies, seed companies, tas pupunta sila sa isang trade fair kung saan dinidemo nila kung ano yung mga products nila, ano yung mga bagong advancements sa kanilang company, ganon. So, ayun, exhibits yung tawag doon. And we also have, let's say for example, in this picture na meron ako sa gilid, this is one of the conferences that I attended, an international conference where merong exhibit, merong poster, so may visual dyan. Tapos, pinipresent ko lang yung progress ng microgreens project namin. Ayun. So, this is me talking to the people. Ito yung mga panel of judges, ganyan. Tapos, ayan, ganyan karaniwan yung setup ng exhibits. Then, we also have motion pictures. So, dito na papasok yung mga vlogs, mga educational contents na meron sa DA, mga vloggers like me. Wow. Sa Sprout of Philippines, we have educational contents then releasing every Thursday. So, yeah. Ayun. So, ayun yung motion pictures. And we also have posters. Example, integrated pest management posters in barangay halls. And we also have result demonstrations. Kasama rin yun sa visual or object forms. Kasi kapag result, syempre, let's say for example, different hybrid varieties. So, kailangan mo ibigay sa kanila. So, may visual ka dapat na nandoon. It's either meron kang timba na meron dong rice variety na dalawa na kino-compare mo yung dalawang rice variety. Pwede yon. Pwede rin namang sa field mismo. So that is also called or that also falls under visual or object form. Ayun. So another example under visual or object form ay yung slides, katulad ng mga PowerPoints na ginagamit. And we also have television for Mag-Agri Tayo and Agri Tayo Dito programs na meron sa TV. But now I feel like most of these things are already on social media. And that's the good point about social media, is that we can reach more people kasi nga, ayun yung isa sa example ng mass extension method. Ayun. So mas marami ng tao yun na napoprovide ng service or na-inform. Ayun. So this, ano ba to? Ito lang yung nag-error na yun siya dyan. Pero I had a video kasi na feature sa AHA. If you know AHA, sa GMA 7 noong 2021, like third year yata ako nito or second year. Third year. So, na-feature lang siya. About microgreens yon. So, ayun. Kapag mag-search kayo ng microgreens, marami akong mukhang lalabas doon. Kasi, ayun, isa ako sa mga, nag-start ng microgreens, education, and information din sa Philippines. If you're gonna research microgreens in the Philippines, I think sa Google, ang una nang lalabas talaga doon ay ako. Kita dyan yung mga research namin. Tapos yun nga, yung na-feature nung 2021 sa AHA. Ayun. And lastly, we also have the combined spoken and visual form. So dito papasok yung mga demonstrations. So here, one of the activities din na meron kami sa aming microgreens project is cooking demonstration. So bakit kailangan ng cooking demonstration? Kasi nga ang microgreens, we are still introducing it as a commodity sa Pilipinas. So ang ibig sabihin lang nun ay hindi pa siya masyadong kilala. So ngayon, kahit na meron kaming napoproduce na microgreens, ang tanong, paano yan kainin? So ang ginagawa rin namin sa project namin is that nagde-demo yan. This is our project leader, Assistant Professor Maria Fatima Mercado or si Ma'am Timmy. Tapos ito yung kanyang asawa. Nagde-demo sila kung paano iluto yung microgreens. So, hindi lang kami nagde-demo kung paano mag-grow ng microgreens, dinedemo rin namin kung paano sila iluto. So, that falls under combined spoken and visual form. Ayun. So, examples din nito ay ito, slides with explanations. Ayan, so ito yung isa rin sa mga ginagawa namin. Ayan, nagpe-present ako ng slides, then isasalita rin ako. So that's combination of spoken and visual form. And another is visual aids. Ayan, kapag may flip charts or crop models, even pest specimen kits during farmer classes. Ayan, kinuha ko lang yung random na tao na yan sa Canva. Wow. So parang ganyan lang. So may mga visual aids. Yeah, and I think that's it for this video. If you are new here and you like and you learn something from this video, can you kindly like, subscribe, and also click the notification bell para ma-notify kayo whenever magpo-post ang Yabong Pilipinas. Aside from that, now, January, and I think first half of 2026, I am currently posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So may mga bagong content na lumalabas nun. So my goal is to finish all of the coverage of Leia ng June or July 2026. Hopefully, magawa natin siya para may free resource kayo to study for the Leia. Also, if you know a friend who's studying for the licensure as well, kindly share this video with them para together you can pass the Leia. Again, lagi kong sinasabi that I am not the reason kung bakit kayo papasa ng licensure, but I am only here to guide. The reason kung bakit kayo papasa ng licensure is kayo. You are the hero. Kayo yung magdadala sa sarili nyo sa lisensya na yun. Nandito lang ako as a guide. Maybe hindi ko nga kayo kilala. Pero, ayun, andito na ako to guide you guys. And, if meron na kayong mga questions, comments, and suggestions na mga topics pa na pwede nating i-cover even after cover lahat ng topics ng licensure. Kung kunwari meron akong video na hindi masyadong klaro, sabihan nyo lang ako, then I can create another video. Ayun, so you can comment below kung ano yung mga feedback, comments nyo, and suggestions. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. If you want to learn more about extension or crop protection or crop science, you can watch the other videos na meron sa channel. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening for this episode. See you in the next one. Bye!